Shadow of an evening dress. People say happiness is fragile, but when you live in it for years, it feels like stone. Solid, immovable, unbreakable. I lived in my happiness the way you live in a house with wide windows. I saw the light, heard the children's laughter, watched the wind stir the trees outside our yard, and felt that each day was part of something eternal. I believed Tom was part of that light. He wasn't just my husband, he was my partner in everything. When we first started, we had nothing. A small startup budget, a room above a garage, and a dream we protected like something sacred. People laughed at us, others felt sorry, but we pushed forward. We worked nights, took risks, refused to give up. And we won. Our business thrived. We built a chain of stores, opened branches in different cities, launched investments and projects. Everything we once dreamed of. Tom often told me he couldn't have done it without me. I believed him. Our home was filled with the voices of our children. Our son Adam was just like Tom, curious, serious, responsible. Our daughter Leah was my reflection, artistic, gentle, dreamy. Family dinners, kids' stories about school, Tom laughing at their jokes. It all felt unshakable. But fate loves to test even the strongest things. The day it all began was nothing special. Nothing unusual. Nothing to warn me about the storm coming. Tom came home a little later than usual, with a strange look in his eyes. I ignored it, or didn't want to see it. He told me he had to go on a business trip the next day. For a week, important meetings, last-minute plans. I didn't suspect a thing. Honesty had always been the foundation of our marriage. When he went to take a shower, his phone vibrated on the nightstand. I never checked his phone. Ever. But the message popped up fully on the screen, facing me. Should I bring the evening dress? Those words were like a blade. I read them several times, unable to breathe, unable to process them. My heart pounded so loudly it echoed in my head. My hands felt numb, my body heavy. I wanted to scream. I wanted to find an excuse. I wanted to ask who she was. Instead, I placed the phone back exactly where it was, as if nothing had happened. But inside me, everything shifted. The next morning I smiled at him as usual, straightened his collar, wished him a good trip. He kissed me, long, almost tender, and walked out the door. I smelled his cologne, but beneath it, I sensed something else. The scent of lies I had never noticed before. When the door closed, I stood still for a few minutes. Then I took a deep breath and called my brother. Andrew had always been my anchor. Older, wiser, quiet, but deadly in a courtroom. He handled all our legal affairs from the very start of our business. If anyone could uncover the truth, it was him. "Samantha," he said after hearing everything, "I'll get you the truth. But you have to be ready." "I'm ready," I answered, though fear curled inside me. That same day he found the first piece of evidence. Then the second. Then the third. Within hours he had built a complete picture. The woman's name, age, her social media, photos, her job, places they met, messages, and a hotel reservation for two. Tom wasn't going on a business trip. He was going on a vacation. A romantic escape that should have belonged to our family. And he was taking someone else. I didn't cry. It was strange, but I didn't. A deep, cold silence settled inside me. I felt like I was looking at my own life from behind glass. Then I did what not every woman could do. I started acting. Our business was a complex system, and although Tom was a co-owner, much of the paperwork passed through me. Andrew and I worked day and night. Legal loopholes, restructuring, ownership transfers. We moved through it all coldly, methodically, flawlessly. I read every document as if I were swallowing pieces of my future life. A life without Tom. In 1 week, everything was done. Every company, every asset, every signatory right, all bank accounts, operational systems, employee contracts, patents, properties, even vehicles. Everything became mine, fairly, for years of work, loyalty, and sacrifices. At the end of that week, officially and legally, with no possibility of reversal, Tom was left with nothing. Andrew only said quietly, he should not have played with trust. When Tom came home, I was sitting in the kitchen. I waited not to fight, not to shout, not to cry, but simply to look at him for the last time the way I once did. He walked in carrying gifts for the kids. He was smiling, sun-tanned, relaxed, happy. "Hey, sweetheart," he said cheerfully. "You won't believe how exhausting this week was." "I can imagine," I answered calmly. He froze. Something in my voice terrified him. "You found out?" he whispered. I placed the folder of documents in front of him. He opened it. At first he didn't understand. Then he blanched. Then he started swearing it was a mistake. Then begging. Then saying he loved me. I felt nothing. Silence filled the kitchen as he fell to his knees. "Samantha, please. I made a mistake. Give me a chance?" "You already used your chance, Tom. More than once." I told him everything. Every detail. Every lie. Every message. Every proof. And with each truth spoken aloud, he seemed smaller. Weaker. Emptier. He went to the other woman, and she refused to even open the door. She didn't want him without money. Without status, without benefits. He was never mine. He was never hers. He belonged only to his own ego. And now he had nothing left. I stayed with the children, with the business, with the life I built. And though a scar remained on my heart, I knew it wouldn't break me. It made me stronger. Sometimes I step onto the terrace where Tom and I once sat. I look at the stars. I think about how quickly something that feels eternal can disappear. How easily betrayal destroys love. But I realized one thing. I didn't lose Tom. I freed myself from him. And I began building my future. Without lies. Without fear, without shadows of the past.